So guys, I got a new bike. Been wanting a two-stroke for a minute now. Finally stumbled upon this 17XC. It's probably got about 80 hours on it. I'm gonna tear it down. Kind of wanted to go over a couple of things. Not really trying to turn this, that's fine. Not really wanting to turn this into a maintenance video. Kind of just a checkup. But I really wanted to talk about this. This is one of, in my opinion, the best budget woods bikes out there, because a lot of people are going for the 19s and newer, and same with the four strokes. And if you scour the World Wide Web, you really can find these pretty cheap. I've seen down into the 3000s on these things. Granted, I mean, you're probably getting closer to 200 hours at that point, but I mean, for this to be a $4,000 bike, it's a pretty good deal. Granted, I drove 6.5 hours one way for it, but do I regret it? Not one bit. I might regret it at a later point in time. I need to grab a 6 mil. Good old wonders of KTM. There's one. That is a quarter. That is not a 6 mil. Been working on a lot of random crap, so my garage is a mess. But this is really kind of one of my favorites when it comes to budget bikes. And I say budget, I mean $4,000 isn't everybody's budget. But to me, $5,000 is about as much as I really want to be spending on a dirt bike. The reason being, dirt bikes just depreciate in value so much, and I refuse to buy anything new. I mean, it's nice to have something new, but I personally can't stomach it. I can't. If I were to buy like an FS 450 or something along those lines, I think it'd be a different story. But this is just such a cool bike. You're getting so much. I mean, it can do motocross. It could do, if I really wanted it to, it could do supermoto. And it's kind of like the ultimate woods bike. That sounds real healthy. Sorry that you guys have to deal with that. But man, it's kind of a little do-it-all bike. The 350, honestly, if you're a four-stroke person, the 350s used to be the thing to have. And 2 or 3 years ago, you couldn't find them. Like, used, you were paying out the wazoo to get a KTM 350. And if you're gonna do motocross and woods, I probably would say, hey, have at the KTM 350. It's a great bike. I literally just had a 16 KTM 350. I loved it. Probably was getting close to 220, 230 on the, I'm sorry, 120-ish on the hours. I didn't have a meter, so it was kind of a go by feel thing. Checked the motor over and it was fine. I'm gonna get that off here in a minute. I'm kind of just attacking this slowly. I kind of want to just see what the state of everything is in. I'm not really any rhyme or reason going towards it. I've got some stuff to throw on it, but whenever you buy something, holy cow, whenever you buy something used, you kind of just want to find out what in condition it is. Holy Jesus. I mean, he didn't want to lose this axle. Granted, I'm not really getting a whole lot of leverage with this tool, but I don't exactly have a 27 mil handy. Actually, I do. It's in the van. That being said, keep an eye out. I'm going to do a video on the van here pretty soon. Pretty neat. It's a Sprinter, little shuttle bus. Just kind of cool. I probably should put that Loctite. So I found this out on the 350. These screw into this axle block, and it's really fun when those unscrew out at the track, because I mean, it's not like a Jap bike where this is just a collar and it sits in and it kind of just, it's there. I mean, it screws in. So yeah, it's real fun. Trust me. But back on track, I get easily derailed. Man, I'm not a KTM fanboy by any means. I'm a Yamaha guy, but I'm not tall. I'm 5'10". I tell all the girls I'm a 5'11" because I just feel bad. But I'm 5'10", and the newer Yamahas, like 14 and newer, the 4-strokes at least, they are very fitting to a taller statured person. You ride one, you can just immediately tell they're just a big cockpit. The ergonomics just fit somebody that's tall. Whereas, man, as soon as I got off my Yamaha 250FX and I got on my 350, it felt lower to the ground. It felt like it just dealt with certain things better. And it felt like it turned in a little bit better. Those wheel bearings are good. We'll stick you over here. You are nice and pretty. Rotors, kind of roached. Still the original rotor. It doesn't look too bad. I don't really like 52 sprockets. I kind of like longer gearing. I like running out the gearing a little bit. I was wondering what this was. So there's just this mystery cable that comes up here. It just ends. It ends. So I was wondering what that was. I'll probably unscrew that. I might put a horn on this. So I might actually leave that. Hey, thanks, random guy that did that. Was noticing that, I gotta say, so when I went to look at this bike, I was feeling pretty sick. 'Tis the season, right? I was feeling pretty rough, pretty sick, and I thought I was just driving to Amarillo from Texas. I was like hopeful or optimistic, whatever you want to call it, that it was going to be the close side of Amarillo. So it would have been a hair over 4 hours. Well, I ended up having to drive pretty much 6.5 hours one way. And I don't know about you, but 6.5. Thank you, appreciate that. It's real cute. It's hot. Yep, I love bringing Texas with me. I'm used to red dirt, but apparently he's got grass. He's got red dirt too. Pretty good shape on this. Looks like the OEM SRT pipe. 9 times out of 10 people go for the FMF and things like that. I really like these. The coating's not all that amazing on them. It doesn't have like a premium feel like the FMF though. But I have no issues with these, and you can get these pretty cheaply. I've seen them new for like 120 bucks. I don't know if that's cheap or not. I don't know 2-strokes all that well, but I don't feel like that's expensive. I was wondering why this was feeling bent in, but I think maybe that is stock. It's wore off. I don't know if this guy got this when I was fast or not. But like I was saying, I was sick when I went and got this, so I really didn't look it over with a fine-tooth comb, and I got there at like 7 p.m. These are definitely looking resharpened at some point. It's like rusty, and then you have these. But I have these awesome Fastco flex pegs. I got a rubber boot throughout here, kind of absorbs some of the vibrations. This bike, the 17s and newer, have a counterbalanced motor. Smooth as butter, man. I got to ride one of these and a 300, and that's kind of why I went for the 250, because I rode the 300 and I thought that was going to be the ticket, but it was very mellow feeling. Normally there's a Beta X trainer that sits over there, but it's in Texas this week. The X trainer is a 300, and I rode a Husky TX 300, and it didn't rev out. It was just kind of like very strong off the bottom, and then it kind of hit about 5,000 or 6,000 RPM, and it was just like, hey, I'll keep speeding up, but I'm not giving you any more power. And that's what it felt like to me. And I really want a Revy 2-stroke. I mean, that's kind of to me, that's the fun of the 2-stroke. That's what I want. These frame mounts seem good. These will sometimes break off in a crash. Typically these two down here, because it's just a weld on the top and the bottom. It doesn't look like you'll get cracks here sometimes on 2-strokes. Looks good to go. Doesn't look like it's leaking. That front sprocket. Ooh, you gonna need a new one soon. Okay, glad I checked that. That's chain lube from what I sprayed earlier. Oh yeah, I got this thing and this chain was dry as dry could be. So I just sprayed it and let it soak. Aftermarket chain block. Man, these silver chains, you can get them for pretty cheap, but the outsides of them rust really well. Well, they rust. Ooh, yep. And you can see here, these chain rollers, they have room. They kind of like wiggle. That chain's getting pretty close to the end of its life. I could probably ride it a time or two, but it's, yeah, I wouldn't go far from home on that one. But I really do pop for the gold ones. The gold ones aren't going to make the chain rollers last any longer or any better. They just look better and they don't rust on the outside. They definitely hold up to that better. It's been a muddy year, so I've done a lot of chains, so I've definitely gotten used to doing that a little bit more. Yeah, greasy hands, whatever. I did check the air filter before I bought it, though, and I liked that. Hello, KTM. You want to let me out here? Appreciate that. Appreciate for not fighting me. Great, thanks. I was happy to see a good air filter in it when I went and bought it. These, can't remember the brand, but it is a original battery from the KTM. Come with lithium back in 16 for the 4-strokes, but 17 for the 2-strokes. I don't know if this red reservoir is stock. I don't think it is. I thought they were black from the factory. Gets me hard a little bit. I kind of like that. And it's got the X-Trig grabber diggy thingy where you can just unscrew that and change the sag and everything. Brake pads are fine. You'll see some wear sometimes in these if people have like a loose axle. The other thing is these will wear out. These will wear out and you'll get some gnarly slop in these brackets. I actually have a disc guard that I think I'll put on this. I've got one of those bulletproof engineering ones. I don't think I'm going to take that fender off. That's one thing I hate. I hate how this is the airbox right here. You're looking at the airbox. Not a big fan about that. The other thing is he had these little shorty pipe. He gave me the stock pipe. I've already changed that. I changed that. And I'll listen to it. If you guys want me to make a video, I will. I can't hear a difference. I mean, this is a cool pipe. I like the shorty. I don't know if it makes any more power because I've literally just rode this thing around. It's new to me, fresh. I can't tell the difference in pipes. When I got this, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get the quietest pipe I can possibly get. And then I put the stock one back on because I was like, surely the stock one, because the stock one comes out to like here and it's bigger in diameter. So I thought surely the stock one's gonna be quieter than that. No. If anything, this one has like a different tone. Volume wise, decibel wise, I'm pretty sure they're the exact same. I can get a decibel meter and go to town with it, but I don't think it's worth it. Otherwise, man, I'm happy with what KTM has done in the last couple of years. They definitely had some misgivings from about oh hey, it does have an hour meter. 130? That's not too bad. That's not bad at all. Is that wrong? It's quite possible. KTM definitely had some misgivings from about 07 to 2010 or 11, depending on what model. I didn't want to own one. I didn't want to touch one. I didn't want to own one. I didn't even want to ride one. Some guy tried to trade me an 09 450, and man, I just don't want to have to deal with one. It's not necessarily that they're bad. They just got a couple of things that they're just not good. Like compared to bikes of the same year, that's just KTM wasn't doing anything amazing to me. I know the RFS motors are really good, but cool, the motor's good. I mean, look at Yamaha for the last however many years. Like, their chassis and their suspension has just been A plus, but their motor may not be there. But people would rather ride a good chassis and a good suspension than, I mean, people still ride Suzuki. Well, Suzuki's getting better, but people still ride Suzuki when the motor was just the slowest thing in existence. I'm really happy with this thing. I didn't know what this plug was either. Just kind of taking a look over it, man. I like knowing what I got, knowing what I need to change. I'm interested to find out what the air forks feel like. Same with the 4CS. Whenever I try to do research or see what people think about it, it's either or. It's never some guy that's out there like, they're okay. It's like, oh, they're the worst thing in existence, or hey, I love them. It's never just some guy that's like ho hum. But I mean, you look up a Yamaha. I don't think anybody's ever dogged a Yamaha suspension. That is really far over. That brake pump. Ooh. So this brake hits about here, and it's firm. It's firm, and then it goes, dook. I don't trust you. That right there means something to me. That cap is off. That cap is on. I bet you he's worked on this recently. I'm sure in 130 hours, somebody has worked on the brakes. Actually, I've seen plenty of bikes that probably had 200 hours that have never had the brakes touched. But I bet you he's done something with that. That line doesn't look actually that old. The bottom of it doesn't look old. It does look old up here. $4,000. I don't think this is a bad buy, guys. I guess you could say this with anything in the world, is that if you just add a little bit more money, you can get something nicer. You can get something nicer. It's like, you look at $2,000 bikes and you're like, well, for $500 more, I can get like a Honda 250X or a WR250 or something like that. And then you're like, well, for $500 more, I can get like something fuel injected and then like the 11 range. But then like you hit the $4,000 range and you get this. It's 2 years old. It's 2 years old, and it's like current technology. Or you can get a 16 or a 17 350. And man, I've never bought a KTM that has just been stock. Like, this guy gave me a bag of parts. He gave me a street title for this thing. And, you know, I've bought so many bikes. I've had so many bikes out there, guys. And KTM's, ooh, you got engine ice in here? That's nice, man. I like that. Ain't no some O'Reilly's bullshit. Nothing wrong with O'Reilly's. I just mean, it's good coolant. I bought a lot of Japanese bikes, and you just get a stock bike. You get some guy that's just like, yep, I put a chain on it. And then he like got some primary drive eBay chain. But you get a KTM and it's like, I've got a pipe guard, I've got an engine, like a swing arm guard, this, I've got skid plates, I've got 2 sets of plastics, here's 4 air filters. No. I mean, I've got parts from 3 KTMs ago. Now I got a freaking set of oil filters over there, or air filters over there. I mean, my garage is a mess, and I'm sorry, guys, but it's cold and I really don't like being out here. It's warm today. It's Christmas Eve. Got these 2 little radiator heater feet. Sorry. These cook, man. They're like $40 at Walmart. They take like 15-20 minutes before they're hot. I can usually turn those on and the garage will go up by 10 to 15 degrees in about 30 minutes. I think I'm going to cut it off here. I'm a long-winded son of a bitch, but I'm going to cut it off here, guys. I'll probably do like a maintenance video, kind of just a full teardown. I'm going to check the linkage, figure out what's going on with the brakes, because those definitely feel bad. Yeah, I'll go through it all and probably make a video of that. I'm gonna do a video of me tearing down the X Trainer as well. A lot of people don't really get up close and personal with those, so I think that would be good for people to see. That fuse is broken, so I'm gonna guess that's arced off the frame. at some point. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. I don't want that just sitting there. But yeah, appreciate it, guys. Check out Almost a Race. This is coming up here in a couple of weeks. It's a New Year's race. It's a team race that they do A and B. Your teammate is random. It's a great organization. They do proceeds go to, I think, Riders Down. What are you doing? You want to come say hi to everybody? Come here. Come. Well, you good boy. He's scared of the garage, guys. He's pretty timid. You want to come say hi? Come on. Come on. Good boy. Come. Oh, yes. Check this boy out, guys. Okay, good boy. All right, I'll see you guys later. Take care.